So I'm back, and today, for a rant of the week, what I'm doing instead of, being upset about something is, I'm going to publicly apologize to TFC Toys. Pretty much from day one, and apologize to you as well, all my viewers. Pretty much from day one, I was telling everybody that TFC Toys sucks. I wasn't a fan of the plastic, the design of the figures, in comparison to other companies' designs, and I was so wrong. Here's my Devastator Superion Defensor Predaking combo I got going. But honestly, their plastic quality is really, really top notch. It really is. When I first got into collecting the TFC guys, the first ones I got was this one and this one, and these guys are the weakest of the Devastator. That's how I started off, and then I never got any more after those two. I just felt that they were so bad that I didn't want them anymore, and I didn't want to invest the money into the combined mode. And then I ended up with the Make Toys Giant, which was it's a good figure. Don't get me wrong. But thanks to John Lant and rewatching a bunch of Optobotomus reviews, I did decide to get the TFC Hercules, and I got rid of my Make Toys Giant real quick. This guy is just incredible. I'm very, very happy with him. I'm very happy with the company, how they would fix all their figures. Like if there's a problem, they fix them. So they do a pretty top-notch job there. I still kind of griped about the Rage of Hercules upgrade kit. The whole, why don't you just do the release right the first time? But I like my Devastator the way he looks without that. So then it kind of turns into he looks good without it, and you can get it or not. Now a lot of people have given them crap about their aerial bots. I can't say for sure how I feel about the aerial bot set and the combined mode. I've got this one, and I absolutely love this figure. So if they're anything like him, I'm going to continue loving them. Heard the missile fall off. I was like, what the hell? So yeah, if they're anything like that, I'm going to continue loving them. I also, I'm not a fan of Defensor, but after Gumball here, I'm actually really excited for that set. I really, really hope, I hope that we get to see the full set. I would also love to see them take on Bruticus. I think they do a really good job with him. And then this Rampage right here, since day one I was a huge Unique Toys fan, and since the first release, and I was bashing TFC pretty much right off the start with that once they jumped in there. And mostly at first it was mostly because they're jumping into an overweighted boat, and it's like, why would you do that? There's two other companies making it, and then they make their own. And thus far, he's my favorite Rampage. So, maybe Mastermind Creations has a great one too, but this one's far superior than the Unique Toys one. So, as I go, there's a good chance that I'll be getting rid of Unique Toys in favor of TFC. So that's 4 combiners that they've made. I'm just really, really excited for this company. They're doing a really good job, I think. I know, like I said, I know a lot of people give them crap over the Superion, but at the same time, it's like I think the first one I got was really awesome. I hope that they can stick with that. And people are also giving them a little crap about the gumball being so small, but as you can see, in combined mode, he works just as well for a leg for Hercules here. So I mean, it's not. He just, the way he transforms when he's in robot mode, he just looks like more of a deluxe car, and in vehicle mode. But I mean, he's the same size as the other combiners in combined mode, so I'm very happy with it, and it makes me excited for a combiner I never wanted. Anyway, yeah, I think they are doing a really good job. The plastic's pretty top notch, and if it's not, then they send replacement parts with the next release. So that's really awesome of them to do that. I mean, I have minor complaints about their figures here and there. Like this guy just blows ass. But then there's this guy who is now sadly, he's now my second favorite TFC figure. He was my first for a very long time because I absolutely love Scrapper. But now Rampage takes the cake. I mean, this figure's amazing. I cannot wait. And I gave him shit about the Razor Claw being too big, and I'll still say it. I think he's too big, but I think I'll stop bashing TFC until I have the figure in hand. If I have the figure in hand and it sucks, then I'm gonna say it sucks. I'm not. I mean, I'm a fanboy, but I'm an honest fanboy. So if something sucks, you guys will know about it. I mean, Gumball, he's pretty solid little car. I really like him. The Jet, again, really solid. Rampage, fucking amazing. I absolutely love this figure. And looking at the Rampage and the Gumball, just re-solidifies how much I have to say Airburst is not a TFC company. The Warbotron. I know a lot of people have said, "Oh, well, this seems like it might be a TFC company." I'm gonna just say no to that. There's no way. Yeah, the design elements there are some similar design elements there with some aerial bots, but looking at where they're at now as a company with Rampage and Gumball, there's no way. There is just no way unless they decided it failed and then sold it. I could see that, but the combiner port is also different too. The combiner port on Airburst is actually a peg, a large peg. Looks more like the Make Toys combiner port, whereas these guys, the individual bots, all have the port holes like this, and it's the same on all of them because they're designing all of them to be the Scramble City type. And that's another thing that's absolutely amazing is the fact that they're doing Scramble City combiners as opposed to just making a combiner team on its own. If you take a look at Fans Projects Minosaur and Fans Projects Bruticus, the Bruticus the ports were mostly from Hasbro because that was an upgrade kit, but their Minosaur, you can't cross combine the figures. It's the Minosaur is Minosaur and Bruticus is Bruticus, and that's I mean, I can understand that it might be a little difficult to do something like that, but at the same time, not really. No, it wouldn't. You just make the ports the same size. I mean, look at TFC here. I mean, I've got 4 different combiners hodgepodged into one figure here. It's not that hard. I know it's not necessary. Of course it's not necessary to make Predaking combined with Devastator. Of course not. But it's a nice nod to the original toys. The original combiners could combine together, except for Devastator and Predaking. Predaking was too big to combine with the rest of them, and Devastator was designed differently. But the rest of them were all Scramble City. So it's cool that they're making all of them Scramble City so that we can do that. If we so choose. I'm not saying that we should, but we could. And that's amazing. I also like how they're pretty much sticking to the combiner idea. It's a great. I mean, see now this, unlike KFC where they make you buy 2 Bad Bats to get the purple one, and you get the pointless black one, or iGear, who they released that one figure. And he's not painted properly, and then they'll release another figure and sell it to you again, who is painted properly for a higher price usually. TFC's got this. I mean, it's a genius idea. They start making a combiner. You know, they one figure at a time. It guarantees 5 to 6 purchases of their figures. And that's just genius. I mean, it ensures that they're you know, when they release Rampage here, that almost guarantees for somebody like me who gets it and absolutely loves this figure, it guarantees that they're going to get 4 more purchases from me. That's, you know, $450 more that they're going to get from me for something I already have. Same with the Gumball and the Superion. I mean, I think it's incredible the way they do that. It's great. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of going into defense on them, is their prices. If you notice how their prices work, all their individual figures, you know, like him or Rampage, you know, and so on, they go for $100. And that's how Devastator worked. It was $600, $100 for each. And then but then for the ones that have the core robot, those are going for $120. I think $120, $130, something like that. Now, a lot of people are complaining that, like Gumball, for example, he's way too expensive, being $100 for, you know, a large deluxe. On the surface, I agree, but it's very clear what they're doing is they released the core bots, or the limb bots, at a higher bracket than they really need to reduce the cost of the bigger figure. I mean, think of how big the Razor Claw is. I mean, he's huge. From everything I've seen, he's huge. Masterpiece scale, almost. But also, if you look at, I saw a promo picture of Hotspot, and he's about half as tall as Devastator by himself. That's a pretty big figure. I mean, that's a huge figure. And he's probably still going to come out as $120, $130. So, you know, like I said, what they're doing is probably making the individual bots a little bit more expensive to make that big bot an easier price to chew. That's also what Fans Project did with theirs, with their Minosaur. You know, they released their limb bots at $60, $70, and then Diesel, who was massive, was only $120, because they made those figures a little bit more to decrease the cost of Diesel. Now, remember, they're $60, $70 for Scout class figures, and these guys are all large deluxes to small Voyagers. So remember that they are going to be more expensive because they are bigger, and it is what we've pretty much asked for from day one, is make combiners bigger. So they're doing that. Now, I mean, Mastermind Creation, I'm not saying Mastermind Creations isn't as good as TFC when it comes to the Predaking. Their Predaking still looks amazing. I'm still torn on whether or not I want to get it to do a review, three-way review with the 3 different Predakings. I think it would be really awesome, but I don't know if I'll get enough views to make it worthwhile. But anyway, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying about Mastermind Creations as opposed to TFC is the fact that Mastermind Creations does, you know, so far they've done 1 combiner. That's what they've worked on. Who knows if they're going to do more? Who knows if they're never going to touch it again? I don't know. So, I mean, when it comes to the combiners, TFC's really got a pretty good monopoly going, and they're actually doing a really good job with it, I think. You know, Make Toys made their Devastator, and then they made umpteen billion of the battle tankers and armor add-ons for Power Core combiners and all that crap. And then ended up with, now they're going to do Computron, but more information and pre-orders were supposed to go up in November of last year. And we're still seeing promo pics of him now. So, yeah. I probably will not get the Make Toys Computron, because he's in that size scale that the Fans Project stuff was, and now I'm in TFC scale. I like that scale better. So, I love how Unique Toys is still bigger than Hercules here. Just a little bit, but he is. But yeah, so yeah, that's me just rambling on about TFC. I think they are one of the better third-party companies out there. I think when it comes to classic scale, I'm talking classic scales. I'm not talking masterpiece scale, so don't jump on me for not mentioning, what is it, Fans Toys, the ones that did the Shockwave, Masterpiece Shockwave. Don't get me wrong, that's an awesome figure, but I don't collect it because it's masterpiece scale. Once they do Voyager, if they ever do it like they promised they would a long time ago, we might have to rediscuss this conversation. But you know, I think Mastermind Creations is probably the most superior of the companies. Their Hexatron is absolutely just amazing, but they also are very, very slow in getting figures out. So when it comes to combiner companies, I think TFC is probably the best one, just overall. So I guess that's it. So again, my apologies to you, my viewers, and to TFC for bashing TFC figures since pretty much day one. Lesson learned.